Howdy do, y'all. This is John, and today we are talking about The Last Rodeo, a movie that came out last week starring Neil McDonough. And in The Last Rodeo, it deals with this cowboy who is dealing with some financial issues. And to top it all off, his grandson has a tumor that needs to be removed. Now, when he was young, he was a rodeo cowboy. And now, in his old age and beaten up, he has to go into the rodeo once again. And he's doing that because him and his daughter cannot pay his grandson's medical bills. Now, first and foremost, what I liked about the movie, I like how, this movie's story, as simple as it is very rich in, family values and trying to do what's best for your family. Neil McDonough's character, Joe, he, like I said, he's a lot older now. He's in his mid to late 50s. And he's, very beat up from the years. And he just feels like he has no choice. He has to get back into the rodeo in order to pay for his grandson's medical bills because he can't afford them, and his daughter, who's his grandson's mother, she can't afford them either, and it's something that needs to be done in order to save his grandson's life. And because of all this, that's why he goes back into the rodeo. Now, an argument can be made. There's a few alternatives, but again, it's something that needs to be done ASAP. And if he wins a tournament, hey, he's got the money. And I also like the performances, including from, the one from Neil McDonough himself. He is, in my opinion, a very underappreciated actor. The dude's real good, and yet you very rarely see him do any significant roles in big major movies. On top of that, I don't know how many awards he's even been nominated for. And the dude clearly deserves at least a few, in my opinion. But the way he portrays Joe, you can tell he is a loving, caring father and loving, caring grandfather as well. There's also this sadness in his eyes because what his grandson's going through, he has seen other people go through as well. Some of them not having as much luck. And because of the familiarity of this issue, you can easily tell why he's going through such, drastic ways to get the money for his grandson. It's kind of crazy going into the rodeo at that old of an age. However, his grandson needs the money, now. Now, when it comes to the entertainment aspect of the movie, is this movie a fun watch? Yes, it is, and it's definitely a little bit, on the emotional side as well, not crazy amount. But there are some moments where you sit there and go, ooh, I feel for you, dude. The movie's also executed well. It's one of those movies that does not need to be a dark movie, and thankfully it's not a dark movie. It's a pretty light movie. The stakes are still high and stuff, but, it's not dark, which again, it does not need to be dark. Now, in terms of problems with the movie, one of the things that does stick out the most is the special effects aren't the greatest. I'm serious, they ain't good. There are some there's a lot of very noticeable green screens in the movie. There's this one moment where they show a herd of cows and all the cows in the foreground are clearly real. The ones you see in the background are definitely CGI. Yeah. Because again, the special effects stick out like a sore thumb. Another thing worth mentioning is that, there are these side characters that are supposed to compete with, Joe. And, yeah, they could have been done better. They could have been done better because they were just really just cliches, These characters, there's this one in particular, this one young guy who's, just this cliche, narcissistic, egotistical, I'm better than everyone else kind of character. And, when push comes to shove, he sits there and acts like this hero because, X, Y, and Z, and you're just sitting there going, you're just going through the same typical friggin' sports drama rival cliched crap. So guess at the end of the day, The Last Rodeo, it has its problems, but I thought it was a fun movie and a good time. If you want to go and, check this movie out with your family, it's not a bad watch at all. And, like I said, it's a fun movie. It's entertaining. You care about the main character. You care about the situation that's going on. While the story is kind of average, it's at least done in a fashion that, it's executed well and still effective. Like I said, some issues aside, it's a fun time. And if you want to, you can go check it out. And maybe bring your family, bring your wife and your kids, if you have any, and just have a good time. I'm going to give The Last Rodeo a 7. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Bonetski will return.